Good day and welcome to another edition of Q&A, Social Security Disability Today. Let's get to your questions. What happens after I get my money? More importantly, what happens after I get my approved, meaning when will I get my money? I've got to make sure I correct that. All right, you've gone through the disability process. You've been determined to be disabled. Now here comes the funky part. You want to know when can you see the money coming. All right, first thing first is it depends on what type of program you're entitled to receive. This is what most people fail to realize, that once they do the disability portion, they now have to do the technical portion. And sometimes the technical portion is not always clean. Typically, you find that most people fall under at least three programs, either supplemental security income, disability insurance benefits, or disabled widows benefits, or what we call a concurrent claim, which is a combination of both. Let's assume that you have been awarded supplemental security income. First of all, they have to do a resource interview. That occurs at the local office level. That means the moment you receive the decision that's favorable, you'll get contacted by the local office for you to come in, sit down, and provide them a breakdown of your resources, your assets, so they can determine how much money you're entitled to receive. Then once they calculate that money, they will then determine how much of a back pay you are entitled to receive. If you're going to get SSI, you're not going to get the lump sum all at once. If it's a large lump sum, usually if it's over $3,000 or $4,000, they're going to break it up into 6-month increments, so don't be surprised there. If you're getting disabled and disability insurance benefits or disabled widows, that's a little different. That money is not processed locally. That money is actually processed at a payment center somewhere in the United States, whether it be Jamaica, New York, Birmingham, Alabama, Baltimore, Maryland. I think there's a couple of other payment centers as well. So those benefits are calculated solely based on what you paid into the system. If you have what we call a concurrent application, meaning you have an SSI and DIB or DWB, that's where it gets a little weird, because both programs have to be calculated, meaning the SSI portion has to be calculated first, and then that information is provided to the disability insurance benefits or the DWB portion at the payment centers, whether they be in Alabama or Maryland or New York, whatever the case may be. A lot of times people get frustrated because they're like, well, why is there such a delay? The problem a lot of times is that these programs interplay with each other. That's one. And also, if there's other underlying technicalities that have to be addressed. Like what? Well, if you received workers' compensation benefits, there's an offset or reduction of benefits that may be affected by the fact that you receive workers' comp. That has to be calculated. If you had assets that came in during the time period when you are saying you're disabled, meaning you got like a settlement or a lottery, that may affect your SSI benefits. If there's child support involved, well, if there's outstanding child support, that money maybe have to be reduced. So a lot of times what ends up happening, let me strike as well, maybe they determine you need to have a representative payee, somebody to handle your money. That might cause a delay. Or if you have kids benefits for purposes, if it's a kid's case, and you need to have what we call a dedicated account, that might cause a delay. The reality is all these things may sound funky, but these are some of the reasons why you may see delays in getting your benefits. The bottom line answer most people want to know is, how long should I brace for? I tell people from cradle to grave, 60 to 90 days. And the reason why I say 60 to 90 days is because that gives Social Security the opportunity to work through any technicalities that may be affecting your ability to get benefits. The nice part of it is you will be receiving award notices from the Social Security Administration letting you know how the money is being calculated, so you will have a good idea of how that money is calculated. Again, this is Attorney Anthony Reeves, and as always, if you have a Q&A, join me here at Social Security Disability Today.